Hi everybody, I'm Joyce Luck and welcome to Seasoned. Today we're going over how to season a pork chop. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is have our thawed pork chops in a bag and ready to be seasoned. First thing I'm gonna do is add in some onions that I've already chopped up. And add a little bit of garlic. A little bit more. And I'm also gonna add an oil to kind of just help bind everything together. Not much, you don't need much of it. Meat's already wet. Okay. And then, while this is over here kind of getting ready, I'm gonna prepare the dry seasonings and then we're gonna add those to the bag. So over here, we're gonna mix everything together. Okay, so the main part of this seasoning is gonna be brown sugar. The next main ingredient is gonna be paprika, and just the general rule of thumb is however much brown sugar you added, you wanna use about half of that for how much paprika you're gonna put in here. Let's see. The next thing is a little bit of red ground pepper or any other spicy spice that you have. These last four that I'm adding, you'll be putting a lot less than the brown sugar and paprika. It's a little bit of chili powder, some black pepper, and some good old salt. So I'm gonna shake this until it's pretty mixed up and we can take a look. And it seems to be that way, so this is really good to go. All right, so this is ready to be mixed in to this bag, along with our onions and garlic. I'm gonna try to get as much air out of this bag as possible. And we're gonna mix it up and try to get every piece of meat thoroughly coated. Usually when I'm doing something like this, I really try my hardest to give it a chance to marinate overnight, because obviously, you know, the longer this has to kind of soak in, the stronger the flavors are gonna be. But I just didn't have the chance to do that, and this is gonna be okay. I wanna really make sure that every piece of meat on both sides has all of this flavor on it before I put it into our pan. All right, so this looks to be really well coated to me, so it's time to add it in to the pan. I've got a cast iron with a little bit of oil in it, and you can use any oil of choice. And you're gonna want to put it to about, you want to hear it sizzling, but you don't want it to be super loud so that you're gonna burn the meat. So I have it on medium, low medium, depending on how your stove works. I'm trying to get all of these onions out, all the garlic out. I want to give each piece of meat enough room. If you can help it, I try not to have them touching, but depending on how big your pot is, that may or may not work. All right, and I'm just gonna cook this until the underside starts looking brown, then I'll flip it over and we'll check after a couple of minutes. All right, so now we're gonna check the underside of our pork and see how it's doing under there. And this looks really good. You can see that it's kind of started to brown, not burn, but brown, and that's good. We definitely want that kind of crispy finish. Now we're just gonna leave this on the opposite side for another 5 to 7 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll check on it again. It should be finished. All right, so this is done and we're ready to basically plate this pork chop. If I may, I'm gonna try some. Let's see which part do I want. This one over here looks good. This is really good. We can taste the brown sugar. We can immediately taste the caramelized onion that's on it. And I can also taste a little bit of that red pepper, which is really good. All these flavors really blend together very, very well. And it just makes for an overall really good pork chop. Nothing's overpowering anything else. It's all really working together. And it makes for a really good meal. So thank you guys for tuning in to Season, and we look forward to seeing you next week.